Good morning, students. Hope everyone are fine. In last class, we are discussing about which lesson? Second lesson. Okay, let us move into a lesson. Our next topic is from page number 23, that is factors affecting friction. Factors affecting friction. Factors affecting friction. I already told about the friction. Friction is nothing but which opposes the movement of an object on any surface is called as a friction. So we have seen some experiment, okay, as the friction is very useful to us to do our act. In order to do our activities, it is very important. Okay, we have seen many examples, you know, to eat, laugh, write, everything. Okay, it depends upon the friction. Now let us see factors affecting friction. It depends upon the three. Okay, means rough surface, area of contact, and normal force are the factors. So first let us see the roughness. So let us take one inclined plane. Okay, and inclined plane is slightly it is bent like that. Okay? You take one ball or a pencil cell. It is a pencil set. Okay, pencil or a ball. You roll on this surface. What happens? It moves to some extent and stop. Now you just keep one cloth on this inclined plane. Okay, now let us consider, let us keep a cloth on it and you roll the pencil cell or a ball. What happens? It moves to some extent, okay, and it stops. Yes or no? Because here the cloth is like in a roughness. Cloth is like in a roughness. When we see before the cloth, what happens? It moves to some distance. Okay, the distance of the ball will be like this. When we keep a cloth, what happens? To some extent only it will be moved. Means here, the friction is depending upon what? Roughness. If there is more roughness, the friction is increases. Means if the smooth surface, what happens? The friction is decreases. On the smooth surface, the friction is less. In the rough surface, the friction is more. Now let us see the next one is area of contact. Okay. So not only this one, when you see in the page number 23, irregularities of the two surfaces in contact. When we see when we come across the different vehicles, okay, when they are moving, what happens? If there is an interlocking, what happens? The vehicle won't be working proper. As well as we walking, what happens? Where we won't. If it is a rough surface, the friction will be more. If it is smooth, what happens? Will be slipping down and will be falling. And now, next one is effect of area. Now, let us take one brick, okay, which is, let us keep in a horizontal direction. You just attach in a spring balance. Okay. The spring balance is used to measure the frictional force or used to measure a friction. Very important, spring balance is used to measure a friction. Now, when we wave this one, what happens? Okay, when you move like this in horizontal direction, what happens? It moves to some distance. Means it will be giving us some readings. Okay, let us consider maybe 6. It may be measured in kilograms or mainly the spring balance measurements will be in the kilograms. Okay, 6. Like this. So here, how many forces are acting? 2 forces. The force applied by us in order to pull in a spring balance, F, and small f is in a frictional force which is opposite. Okay. So here 2 forces are acting in the horizontal direction. So the spring balance is used to measure the frictional force, and where it is measured within a kilograms. Now the same thing, what happens? Let us consider. Okay. Now let us take the brick. Let us keep in a horizontal direction. The same thing now. The spring balance only. Let us measure this one. So when we observe here, when the horizontal, what happens? It occupies more space. But here in the vertical direction of the area of contact will be less. But here the reading will be the same. Means here the friction does not depend upon area of contact. It is independent of an area of contact. Okay, so first one, roughness, it depends upon the roughness. If there is more roughness, the friction is more. Next, area of contact means whether it's in a horizontal direction or whether it's in a vertical direction, where the force will be same. Okay, where the force is so if it is in horizontal direction, the force applied by spring balance and applied force. But here only the area is different. Only the area is different. But where the friction does not depend upon area of contact. It is independent. Very important. The friction is independent of area of contact. Now let us see the normal force. The next one is normal force. Okay, it is in the activity 5, page number 24. Effect of normal force on friction. So here with the same spring balance. Now let us. Now for this one we have just hang that one. Now with the help of the spring balance only, you just hang in a wooden block. You hang in a wooden block. So here what is normal force? Which is acting on an upward direction. Okay, when the object is placed on any surface, the force which is upward direction is normal force. Which is towards downward is a gravitational force. So when we pull up like this, what happens? We will be seeing some readings. When it is up like this, we will be seeing some reading. When we automatically keep down, what happens? It reduces the reading. Means here, the normal force, when it is lifted up, it increases. When it is coming down, what happens? It decreases. So here, what can we say is, the frictional force is directly proportional to a normal force. The small f is directly proportional to normal force. Means here, the friction force is acting upon the rough surface as well as normal force, but it is independent of an area of contact. Okay, the next class will be seeing in the next video class. Okay children, read and write in your notes important points. Thank you.